Self-forgiveness shouldn't hurt. And that kind of goes against logic because to forgive yourself of something, you have to think about what you did. And when you think about what you did, it hurts, right? It feels like stupid and nasty and bad and all this stuff. And some of us, me including, have spent our lives trying to outrun some of the stupid things we've done in our lives. I mean, we've all done it, right? And why this all came up for me this week was because I'm in the process of writing a book, among many things. I got a lot of stuff going. But I'm writing a book, and what it is meditation scripts specifically for self-forgiveness, because I think it is such an important thing that we all need to do. And to me, it seems like a root level thing to address before we even begin the other process of healing in our lives. But so anyways, so I'm writing this book, and it was funny. I gave a sample chapter to my wife, and she really liked it. And she says, it really got her thinking about a couple of things, and she actually really felt it as she read it. So, okay, great, awesome. So I sent it another copy to another good friend of mine, and her reaction was a little bit different. She sits there and she emailed back to me, and she says, honestly, it made me depressed. And which kind of shocked me a little bit until I started realizing, right, okay, because she's focusing on the pain of it. And this is the trick when you're dealing with self-forgiveness. Instead of focusing on the pain that you're feeling, whether it's the pain of regret and shame and all of these things, or you're focusing on the feeling of perhaps what the other person felt when you did something stupid or bad or whatever it is. Of course, when you focus on the pain, it's going to hurt, right? And it's difficult as hell to get past pain when you're focusing on it. So the trick is, what you have to do is kind of get into, well, there's actually two things that I do. So the first thing you have to do is not focus on the pain, the literal things that have happened. What you focus on is you focus on the love that you're bringing to yourself to forgive it, to forgive all of those actions that you've taken. You focus on the love that you're giving yourself by actually finally forgiving yourselves for all of these things. And it could be a lot of different stuff. I mean, it could be really nasty, heinous stuff. But you ultimately have to forgive yourself for everything. You have to then go on and live and try to figure out how you want to make repairs as a result. But the main thing is you first of all have to forgive yourself with it. So focus on the love part of it that you're trying to accomplish, the love that you're giving yourself in order to forgive yourself. And then the second thing that really helps me is if I look at the end point. The end point of once I've achieved the forgiveness for myself. Because in a way, it's one of the things that has stopped me in my life in many different aspects is I get caught in the pain of something. I get caught in the actual action of what I've done. And if I regret something, whether I've hurt somebody or not, or I've just done something stupid that has, stopped me from achieving the things that I want, whatever it is, if I'm focusing on those particular things, what does it do? It keeps your focus there within that particular thing so that you can't get past it. You can't focus on the aspects of love that you do want to focus on. So the more you're able to focus further on to the actual end point and know and trust that you're going to get there, you're going to get to this place where you've forgiven yourself. And let me tell you, it's going to feel amazing. So if you focus in that point, as you're doing the exercises, as you're trying to forgive yourself for specific things, you're going to find it a lot easier because you almost skip over the pain of that particular moment. And then, of course, like I said before, the other thing is just you focus on not the pain of it, but you focus on the love that you're giving yourself by forgiving yourself for each one of these things. Now, I've done a couple of other videos on self-forgiveness because I think it's so important, and I'll link to those down in the notes below. But understand that forgiving yourself for literally anything shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't hurt because what you're doing when you're forgiving yourself is you're coming to love yourself, and you're taking an act of love to do this. And I can't tell you how much it will free you up when you get into this and begin to truly forgive yourself for all the small things, all the major things, all the crazy things in your life. Forgive yourself. It doesn't have to hurt, and it won't necessarily. And I guarantee you, when you get to that point where you have forgiven yourselves for the individual things or everything, it's going to be freedom. You're going to love that place. It's worth it to get there. Because in a lot of ways, for me, my life really didn't start until I did that. And this hasn't been that long. It's maybe been about 6 months to a year or something like that where I really worked on self-forgiveness. But I can tell you from my experience that it is transformational. And it's really and truly the first step to truly loving yourself deep down. So self-forgiveness doesn't have to hurt. Focus on the love of yourself, forgiving yourself for these things, and focus on yourself actually achieving it, actually being there as you're doing it. And understand this pain or potential pain that you're feeling is not permanent. And as a matter of fact, it has been permanent up until that point because we constantly hold on to it, even if we're trying to run away from it or trying to bury it. But when you truly let go of it, it's gone forever. You won't be hurting anymore. Try that this week. Love you.